This series was funded by great viewers just like you over on Patreon. Check out the description or end of the video to hear how you can take part in making the show even more amazing. This video was also brought to you by Verve. Head on over to verve.co/gaijin to get a 30-day free trial of dozens of shows, both new and nostalgic. Hey everyone, Gaijin Goombah here, and welcome back to another episode of Which Ninja? A series that looks at media's most popular shinobi to see which are good and which are bad.
Holy crap, it's about time we do one of these again. It's been what, almost 4 months? So what are we covering this time? Murasaki? Prowl? Corvo?
Actually, the patrons wanted something a little different this month.
Indestructible ninja food. The heck is that supposed to mean?
It means that instead of breaking down a ninja from popular media, we're actually going to break down a ninja trope from popular media and talk about its historical origins. It's kind of a new process that I want to experiment with my videos to make them a little bit more digestible.
Alright, but what has food got to do with it?
Well, it's an incredibly unique aspect of shinobi culture that anime like Naruto have used and video games like Sekiro Shadows Die Twice have used, but they've blown it up in this overly fantastical way that kind of overshadows the brilliance that is processed ninja food. See, when it comes to anime, gaming, and so on, they always treat these ninja rations like it's some kind of superhuman pill. In Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, for example, these palm-sized pellet balls restore health when consumed, though the game calls them medicinal pellets. Nah son, these are nothing more than processed pocket rations. And the same goes for Naruto. They too feature old-school historical ninja rations, but lordy do they take it a step further. Cause in this case, they're secret medicinal pills, despite being called food pills, that allow a ninja to fight for 3 days and 3 nights without rest. Dude, it's a food ration, not a goddamn Senzu bean. It's something we've only lightly touched on in this show, which is actually kind of a shame, because everyone puts all this emphasis when it comes to ninja on the combat and the weapons and the jutsus, when honestly, the way ninjas handle their diet is actually one of the most interesting things about them. I mean, think about it. You're a 5-foot, 132-pound person at most, who's tasked with not only infiltration, intel gathering, and the occasional assassination, but it's also your job to travel on foot for up to 80 miles a day to get to and from your destination. It's not exactly like you can drag around your meals for the next 5 days and still make that kind of distance. But it's also not like you can go without eating for a long period of time either. With the sheer amount of physical strain ninja would put their body through, it was calculated that they had to ingest an extra 1,000 calories in addition to the human average of 1,500 in order to keep their energy up. And it's also not like a ninja could just pick up a box combo to go either. I mean, ninja did have curved bento boxes that conformed with their bodies for ease of carry, but that was enough for maybe a meal or 2 tops.
Wait, you mean like a food flask?
Pretty much. But the big problem was that villages in Japan were pretty spread out, forcing the shinobi to find their way through Japan's wilds by themselves most of the time. That and ninja weren't particularly wealthy either due to their isolationist communities deep in the mountains, so it's not like they could just drop a koban every day to go eat out.
Oh, it's way more than just that. Ninja had to be extremely particular about what they ate because one whiff of BO could be the difference between life and death. I mean, if you're trying to sneak around someone's house or castle and your body odor smelt rank of beef and onions from that gyudon you had earlier, you're good as found. Ninja not only had to bathe and wash their clothes constantly, but they also had to abstain from things like red meat and pungent fruits or vegetables.
Now with all these constraints, you guys are probably wondering, how in the world did a ninja even eat? I mean, how do they keep their calories up but also keep their food portable? That's the amazing thing that I want to talk about in this video, because it sure as heck wasn't magic pill medicine.
But it was indestructible.
Kinda, but I'll get into that in a minute. First, we gotta talk about the big 3 when it comes to ninja food: Hyodogan, Kikatsugan, and Suikatsugan. Naruto fans, you've probably heard of these before. I mean, they did call the Hyodogan by name in the show.
Hyodogan dayo.
Hyodogan?
But no, this isn't some hyper medicine that doubles your chakra and roids out your dog, let alone keep you in fighting shape for 3 days and nights. Hyodogan were the staple food on the go for a lot of ninja during quick operations. It was small, making it easy to carry around and store, but each of these 10mm balls were filled with 50 calories each, meaning all it took was about 5 to 7 of them to keep you alive, while 30 of them would keep you well fed. Not too shabby considering how small they were and how well they kept. Yeah, you can keep these things in a bag for quite some time without problem due to how they were made and what they were made of. In the example I've found, Hyodogan consisted of glutinous and regular rice, lotus seed, cinnamon, koik seed, Chinese yams, ginseng, and sugar. Ingredients that weren't too hard to get a hold of. And the creation process was simply to mix them all together, dump in some water, stir all the ingredients into a dough, steam the dough while forming into balls, and you're done. Simple. Then there's the Katsucon, which was a ration more for a ninja with a long journey ahead of him. What made these different from Hyodogan comes from their higher starch content, which was believed to help with physical exhaustion over longer periods of time. And instead of 5 to 7 balls, ninjas only needed 3 of them to survive and keep moving. However, unlike the Hyodogan, these were far more complicated to make. Kikatsugan ingredients of ginseng, buckwheat, and regular flour, Chinese yams, licorice root, koik seed, and glutinous rice had to be mixed together and soaked in sake for 3 years. When the ingredients had soaked up all the sake, it was mixed into balls, cooked, and then ready to be eaten in dire straits. Finally, there's the Suikatsukan, which, unlike the previous two, the Suikatsukan was a food pill to actually help manage the ninja's hydration more than anything. Comprised of little more than pickled plum or umeboshi, rock candy, and mondo grass, or ryunohige as it's sometimes called, the science behind the pill is that the umeboshi at high concentrations stimulates saliva and helps to keep the shinobi from drying out too much. In fact, it was believed that if a ninja ate 3 of these things, they could go without water for 45 days. Now, I seriously doubt anyone could go without water for even half that time using these pills, but as someone who's actually eaten hyper-concentrated umeboshi extract, I can tell you for certain that this stuff turns your mouth into a whitewater rapids.
It's good, but it's making my mouth water like freaking crazy.
Yeah, your saliva's gonna be sour for a little bit.
Thanks for that, Joey.
Alright, so you talked about all these highly transportable ration pills and the like, but you keep teasing us about this, quote, indestructible ninja food. So, what the heck is it?
Oh, right, katayaki. This stuff is incredible. Comprised of brown rice flour, black sesame, nori, a bit of sugar, and baked in a pressurized cooker for about an hour. This particular ninja ration, in my opinion, is one of the most brilliant processed food of the shinobi. Why? Cause good holy god is it actually indestructible. That's why it's called katayaki, or literally hard-baked. It's actually the hardest senbei, or rice cracker, ever created in Japan. To put all that into context, have you guys ever heard of hardtack? I hear a lot of sailors used it as long-lasting rations, but I first heard about it as a Civil War ration. Either way, yeah, it's a lot like that. For ninja though, this was an absolute god boon level of a blessing. Though obviously tricky to eat, katayaki would last for days, weeks, even months as the ninja traversed the countryside and executed their missions. Flat and thin, they were easy enough to carry and wouldn't spoil if exposed, but they also packed enough nutrients to keep a ninja going.
Yeah, well that's cool and all, but is it actually indestructible and immune to spoiling? I mean, if it usually gets eaten within a month, how do we know that it actually lasts for years?
Well, funny that. Grab the camera because I've actually got a little experiment for this.
So yeah, I've actually been preparing this little experiment over the last couple of years, and it's finally ready. So, here's the thing. To test whether or not katayaki is actually indestructible and completely immune to spoiling, I have some katayaki. Now granted, this actually isn't, well, I suppose what ninja actually used, but it's the closest thing that we got. We grabbed this about 2 years ago when we were in Iga. It has been 2 years. I'm actually gonna crack this sucker open, take a bite, and see if it's still good. So, first and foremost, gonna need one of these. Now, here's the tricky thing. So, here we go. Katayaki, right? It's actually funny because on the back, it actually tells you to use another cracker to smash it open. But we don't need to do that because every single one of these, and it's usually important to use a straight up hammer. Tiny little hammer. So, let's see if we can open this sucker up. Okay, hang on. We have the technology for this. Okay, so let's slice, move that over, and boom, there it is. Yeah, it looks like it's 2 years old, doesn't it? Alright, so, here we go. We gotta bust this thing open. All set? Here we go. Oh, this is fun. Oh, wait, there we go. We got a couple chunklets. Cool. Let's see if we can break down further. Dense. Oh, wait, there we go. I just want to see how much I can... Okay. Here we go. Wow, I think that's as much punching as we're gonna do, so let me get the little piece over here. Alright. Here we go. Let's see if the ninja got it right.
Alright. That's not terrible. It's actually not bad either. Like, it's a little bitter. Probably not because of the spoiling. But it tastes like that. It tastes like that black sesame. And it's not bad.
That's still kind of, that's still flavorful. So, yeah, as far as I can tell, when it comes to katayaki and ninja food, they really knew how to make it last forever. And there you have it, gang. One of the most practical yet most overlooked things when it comes to ninja, which, like I said before, is such a shame, because we keep thinking that ninja are these ultimate warriors that had all these jutsus and weapons and things, but we always seem to forget that ninja were Japan's ultimate MacGyvers. They had to use what they could grow and forge by their own hands, and then turn around and then do the most inhuman things imaginable. And boy howdy, did they ever, and then some. Anyway though guys, thanks for watching, and a super big thank you to all my patrons for letting me play with this new video format. But also a big thank you to Verve for sponsoring this video. Yeah, if you want to see all this ninja food in action, you can catch Naruto, Boruto, as well as dozens of other anime old and new over on Verve's streaming platform. But even if you're not into anime, they've got other great shows ready to stream like Rocko's Modern Life and Angry Beavers over on Nixplat, some of Cartoon Network's best like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Kids Next Door over on Boomerang, and even original series like Ruby and Chinlock over on Rooster Teeth. Available on all major platforms and even available to download and watch offline on mobile devices. So if you want to see what Verve has to offer for yourself, head on over to verve.co/gaijin to get a 30-day free trial of ad-free viewing and early access to all the great shows Verve has to offer. Personally, I'd say use it to check out Gegege no Kitaro, but you guys know that I'm biased to that show. Once again, that's vrv.co/gaijin. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last video till about mid-January, as I'm going to be out for both the holidays and MagFest. Yeah, that's right, I'm finally coming back to MagFest this year, so if you see me, don't be afraid to say hi. But either way guys, until next time, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.